Imagine reading a story and suddenly feeling like you're right there with the characters, not just knowing what happened, but almost tasting the nostalgia or uncertainty in the air. That's the magic we're diving into today.
I've definitely noticed that English stories use more than just basic tenses, but I always wondered what's really going on with words like would, could, and might.
Great observation. Today, we're exploring how English storytellers use these words to add feeling, possibility, and even a bit of memory to their stories, not just simple time markers.
So, you're saying these aren't just grammar rules, but tools to make stories feel richer and more real?
Exactly. In this episode, we'll break down would, could, might, and even was going to. We'll cover how they shift the vibe of your storytelling, run through clear examples, and end with a mini story that pulls all the pieces together.
Sounds good. I'm ready for the next level of storytelling. Where do we begin?
Let's start with would. This word pops up when we talk about things we did regularly, especially in stories about the past.
Like saying, every summer, I would visit my grandmother? That feels different from just using past simple, right?
Exactly. Would adds a soft, nostalgic touch, as if you're reliving a memory, not just listing events. It's almost like showing a pattern, but with emotion.
So, compared to used to, would sounds more like you're painting a scene for your listener?
That's a great way to put it. In stories, would draws out those repeated actions and makes them feel special, not just routine.
That actually reminds me sometimes I see could in past stories like, I could swim when I was a child. Is that just about ability?
Yes, but it goes further. Could tells us what was possible for you back then, but also what wasn't. For example, it was dark, and I couldn't see anything.
So, could isn't just a dry fact. It gives us a sense of the limits or opportunities in that moment.
Right. It brings a layer of detail, almost like inviting listeners to step into your shoes for a second and feel what you felt.
What about might? I always get a sense that it's a bit mysterious in stories.
You're onto something. Might is perfect for those moments when you're unsure, when you're guessing or can't be certain. Like, he might have left early.
So, it adds a shade of doubt or possibility, almost like you're telling the listener, this part isn't totally clear.
Exactly. It makes your storytelling feel honest and real, because not every memory is black and white.
There's another phrase I hear in stories, was going to, that always feels like a plan that didn't quite work out.
Yes, when you say, I was going to call you, but I forgot, you're sharing not just what happened, but also what could have happened. It's a peek at your intentions, and sometimes even regret.
I love that it's like letting the listener in on the backstage of your story, not just the final show.
Exactly. It's a subtle way to add depth and emotion, showing change, disappointment, or even relief in the narrative.
Let's tie all these together. Can you give us a real story using everything we talked about?
Sure. Last year, I was living in a small town. Every evening, I would walk by the lake. One day, I saw a strange light in the distance. I couldn't tell what it was. I thought it might be a person, or maybe just a reflection. I was going to go closer, but I suddenly felt nervous and stopped.
That flows so naturally. I can almost picture the scene and feel that mix of routine, mystery, and hesitation.
That's the beauty of combining these tools. Suddenly, your story isn't just a list of events, it's a real experience. Let's lock in the highlights. First, past simple tells us what happened. Second, would, could, and might help us show habits, ability, and uncertainty. Third was going to give voice to plans that didn't come true.
And when we use these together, our stories sound more natural and expressive, almost like native speakers.
Exactly. Final tip. Try telling your own story this week, using would, could, might, and was going to. Listen to yourself, see how much more alive your story becomes.
And don't stress about making it perfect. Practice will get you there. Plus, it's more fun this way.
Thanks for joining us. Keep experimenting, share your stories, and we'll see you in the next episode.